Hey you guys, pardon my mess. I didn't feel like doing my hair today. And I need to color my hair. And yeah, so I'm in a pretty good mood right now because I just received my test results back from my colposcopy and I don't have cervical cancer. So that's really good news. But there's always a but, right? The downside to it is I have to do it again in 6 months. Now, the reason for this is because your girl's going through menopause. And so when you go through menopause, it makes your cervix really small. And that's where they have to obtain the tissue samples from. And it hurts. You have to take ibuprofen or Motrin or whatever it is, whatever painkiller, an hour before, but you still feel that cramping in your stomach below your belly button. For somebody who hasn't had a period in a long time and who hasn't had cramps in a long time, it felt like I was becoming a woman all over again. Like that, it hurt. It didn't feel good. And everybody's different. But what they have to do is they have to take this tool that has a little ice cream scooper at the end, and it's tiny. It's tiny. But they have to take that and they have to scoop tissue samples off of your cervix. And so it's like a pinch. And some doctors will tell you to cough when they do it, and some won't. So mine didn't. And I guess when you cough, it kind of helps with the pain a little bit. But I'm thinking maybe she didn't have me do that because maybe she wanted to be accurate and my cervix was really small. So I was also in that last appointment from about, I think it was 11 or 12 days ago, I was also informed that I need to get on hormone replacement therapy because being that I'm going through menopause at such an early age in my life and it's not hereditary, it's definitely brought on by birth control. I have to start taking the hormone replacement therapy because I'm doing more harm to my body than I thought. I thought by not putting anything in my body and riding out these hot flashes and all this stuff was going to be fine. Turns out no. I need certain hormones in my body to help me stay intact, I guess. When you go through menopause, your bones become really weak as well. So, yeah, there's all these things that happen when you get older that nobody really tells you about unless they went through it. And with my history, my mother's didn't mention any of this, but then again, their history is completely different than mine. So there was no warning. Now with taking the hormone replacement therapy, I have read, and it is confirmed by my doctor, that you can get cancer. You can have a stroke. You can have blood clots. You can have all these things that birth control would possibly do to you as well. All the risks. But they're low risk. They're super low risks. And I was super concerned that they'd be high risk for me because breast cancer runs in my family. And now that I'm going through menopause, I have to check to see if I have cervical cancer. And the main reason why I have to check to see if I have cervical cancer is because I have HPV. And I don't know if any of my prior doctors during my pap smears have ever tested for that, but it was brought to my attention about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that I have HPV. And up until last year, or maybe a month before, God, I can't remember. I think it was last year or it was sometime in January. I had a cyst on my ovaries, and although my pap came back normal, they noticed something else was there. So that's why I had to get tested for the cervical cancer because of the HPV, and I'm still learning about all of this. It's not something that they teach you. And I mean, they're teaching kids now. They have a vaccine out there for kids 12 years old and older, whatever the age is. And they didn't have this stuff for us when I was 12, 16 years old. It was like, oh, you started your period and you got acne? Here, take some birth control. You know, cram this down your fucking throat. It'll take care of everything. It'll take care of your acne. It'll take care of your cramps. It'll regulate your periods. It will do all these things. And it did. I can't say that it didn't. It did. They even have a birth control out there that prevents you from having a period. And that was what I was on for, I want to say, at least 5+ years. And in the last years of before me getting off of it. So it was like the last type of birth control that was on. So I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that to anybody. I'm still trying to do research. I don't necessarily know where to look. But the birth control that prevents you from having a period will eventually and possibly throw you into early menopause. And that's a warning. I don't entirely know of anybody in the exact situation as me, but I know that that is what's happening with me. I do know that I have female friends who are on birth control or just got off of birth control, experiencing, excuse me one second, all these loud trucks going by my house right now because they're building up the neighborhood and cramming everybody in here. I do know a couple of my girlfriends who are experiencing menopausal symptoms. I'm not particularly sure if they are on birth control. I do know a couple of them got off of birth control. I don't know exactly what type of birth control they're on, but I know the type that I was on. I was on the birth control called Liza. It is something that you can get through Planned Parenthood, that is, and who was my provider from 16 up until maybe 33, 34, maybe 35, probably 35. I think they were my main OBGYN from 16 to 35. And not saying that they're bad and not saying that they're good, but they're not a doctor. They're not your doctor. They're not your primary. They're not a real gyno. They are to an extent. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm just here to warn you of what could possibly happen. It's happening with me. Like I said, I'm still doing the research. I don't talk about this all the time, like on my social media or anything like that, because it's not something I want out there. I'd rather have it right here in an informative video on my channel with all my other informative stuff. I don't talk about this often because at times it's embarrassing because of the symptoms that I'm going through or because of how I feel. I need to stop saying I hate it when people do that, and here I am doing it. So these symptoms, they take a lot out of me. Like, I don't even know who I am sometimes. I feel like I'm in my own cloud or bubble. I sometimes don't even feel like I'm here. I have a lot of brain fog, and I stutter, and I have memory loss, and I'm really tired, and my body is sore all the time, and I'm not getting solid sleep, a full night's sleep. I'm having hot flashes during the day, at night, cold flashes. It's crazy. I have been reading that I'm going through the worst part right now. And I hope to God that I am. But I've also read that the worst part can last anywhere from 2 to 10 years. I'm really not trying to deal with this for 10 years. So I think that starting next Monday, and I'm waiting until next Monday because I honestly don't know why. Maybe I'll start them tomorrow. I'm going to start the hormone replacement therapy. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm actually going to inquire with an older lady that I know who has been through it to see if she can answer any of my questions. You know, like, how did your body feel when you first started taking hormone replacement pills? And did it change? Did you notice anything that you didn't like? You know, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Actually, within the next hour or so, I'm going to reach out to her and see what she has to say. And not that I'm basing my decision off of what she has to say, but I kind of am. Basing my decision on when I'm going to start these pills. It kind of helps when somebody who knows you, your family is close to you, has been through what you're going through, has information for you. And there goes that again. And so I think that once I reach out to her and listen to more of her experience regarding it, then I think I know where I'm going to stand with all this. But I'm a little scared. I'm mainly scared because of the whole stroke aspect of it, cancer aspect of it. I'm not worried about the whole blood clot aspect of it because it's something I'm already dealing with. My blood type has the Rh negative factor in it, which means it lacks iron, and my blood doesn't clot. But I believe I'm like O positive or O negative or something like that. I can donate to anybody in the world, but I can only receive my own blood type. Like, I feel like a fucking superhero of sorts. Like, it's really strange. Like, I feel like I'm needed in medical sense as far as what my body can do and deliver and provide to an extent. But other than that, I really don't know what my purpose is here on this planet. Because this is all like, it's such a mind fuck. Going through menopause at 40 years old. Actually, I was going through this in my late 30s. I can't necessarily pinpoint an age. I want to say maybe 36, 37. The symptoms were there. I didn't know what they were. I just thought it was like anxiety symptoms, you know? But I've learned how to deal with my anxiety. I've learned how to control that significantly, whether it's my thoughts or what I allow myself to do, be around, so on and so forth. And I kind of feel like I'm walking around life, walking on eggshells, but not, you know, not necessarily in that sense, but I kind of am, as far as I know what my triggers are for certain things, whether it's the anxiety. I even know certain thoughts that are going to trigger a hot flash. Like, that's weird. Okay, just a thought can trigger a fucking hot flash. That's just fucking absurd to me. It's so strange. The body is weird. But like, since I'm going through menopause early, I can't have children. So that was such a hard thing to get over in the beginning because I don't have any kids. I don't get to experience being a mom, which sucks because people talk down to you all the time because you don't have kids, because you're not a mom, because you don't understand and you're not going through it and all this other shit. And it's like, you don't seem to realize how condescending and what a fucking asshole you are saying that to me because I can't have kids. And, hey, big dog. Big dog's here visiting. So yeah, I also wanted to let a lot of you people out there know who do have children, who can reproduce. Watch your words. Watch your words, especially when you say exactly what I just said. You don't understand what it's like to be a mom. You'll never experience it, or whatever it is regarding somebody not having kids. You don't know why they don't have kids. They could be telling you they don't want kids just because they don't want to talk about their situation. Because I know I was for a while. That's what I did. In order for family to leave my husband and I alone, we just told them, like, we don't want kids. Like, that's it. You know? And yeah, it was like that in the beginning. And then we found out that I couldn't. And so it was like, we don't want kids. Like, we don't even want to talk about this. Stop talking about it. And then when I just got tired of hearing, oh, when are you going to have kids? And oh, that's next for you guys and all this, that, and the other. That's when I finally said, hey, check this out. I can't have kids. I'm going through menopause. I cannot have babies. Okay? And then their whole look changes. And it's like, well, how do you think you're making me feel by either talking down to me because I don't have kids or pressuring us to have kids? Just because I'm not divulging all aspects of my life does not mean that I am inhuman in any way, shape, or form. Does not mean that I do not understand anything in any way, shape, or form. Does not mean that I'm not going through anything in any way, shape, or form. I choose to let you guys know what I choose to let you guys know. You don't have any idea of what my life is fully like unless you are here every second, every minute, every hour of every day. So I implore all of you to watch what you say to people. You don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know if they're trying to get over the hurdle of the fact that they just got told that they cannot reproduce as a female on this planet, in this world. That is what our bodies are made to do. And to be told that you cannot do that, even though you weren't planning it, that is the worst feeling aside from somebody dying. Like, I'm still trying to get over that. You know, we didn't want to have kids. We didn't plan to have kids. Yeah, we talked about it in the beginning of our relationship. We talked about it 9 years ago. We talked about how we would be great parents, how I'd be a great mom, how he would be a great father, how we would have great kids, how beautiful that they would look, you know, how great that they would be. And things changed. Life changed. We decided not to have kids. And that's okay. But then to be hit with the blow that you're going through menopause early and you definitely cannot have kids. You don't even have eggs to freeze. It sucks. And to all of you out there constantly reminding me that I can adopt and I could do this and I could do that. Do you think I don't know that? Do you think I am seriously that uneducated and that stupid that I do not know that those options are on the table? Hell, my own doctor fucking told me that as soon as she told me that I could not have kids. So do you really think I want to hear it from everybody else out there? No, I don't. You know, everybody wants people to walk on eggshells when it comes to certain topics going on in this world. We'll walk on eggshells when it comes to the topic of people having kids. Because not everybody can. Not everybody wants to talk about it. Not everybody wants you to know their fucking business. Everybody's different. Everything is different. Everybody is going through life differently, but we are all going through life at the same time. So think before you speak. And thank you for listening to my video. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button so you can get notified when I upload a video so you don't have to go searching for them. Okay, have a great day. Peace.